We're starting our analysis of all the IPL teams, and we simply had to start with a team that's got all this emotion rolled up around it. From the moment Chennai Super Kings came back, were allowed back in the IPL, it's been one long soap opera that hasn't stopped. So much emotion around the return of CSK that I actually thought I'd come in with a whistle and go whistle Podu for CSK. But I thought next best, I'll wear yellow to look at what CSK fans have in store for their team. You've probably, if you're a CSK fan, made your first 11 and your backup teams. You've probably finished doing all that, so let me just add to that. The first thing that struck me about CSK this year was that all the emotion surrounding the return of CSK found its way into the auction, into the way players were picked, and it seemed as if you only had to get all the old CSK players back. And so look what you've got. You've got Stephen Fleming back, you've got Michael Hussey back. Of course you've got Dhoni back. I mean, that goes without saying. There's Raina back, there's Murli Vijay back, there's Jadeja back, there's Bravo back. Except Ravichandran Ashwin, you've got all the old hands back. I mean, you can't go back and get a Bollinger, he's retired. You can't go back and get an Albi Morkel, he's retired. So you've got all those people back. So it looks like a good side. If you make your first 11, which is always the best way to judge a side, you've got lots of batting options, batting all the way down to 8 or 9. You've got enough bowling options as well. If there's one weakness that hits me, it is that they've only got one proper Indian fast bowler. I know Deepak Chahar's a good bowler, but I think they're relying far too much on Shardul Thakur at the start. You might have a situation where you'll get 2 overseas fast bowlers coming in, and then that might affect the balance of the side a little bit. And you want to see if Jadeja's fit. If Jadeja's fit, then the balance of the side changes completely. Even if he doesn't give you 4 overs, even if he gives you 2 or 3 overs and bats in the top 6. So it's very important for Chennai Super Kings that Jadeja is fit. So right, what is this first 11 then? And I don't know if it tallies with yours, but I've got 2 experienced openers right at the top. I've got Faf du Plessis. He's been with Chennai Super Kings for a lot. He's a very different player playing test cricket. He comes into one-day cricket and he suddenly discovers shots that smell of mothballs. They've never been used all these days. Suddenly he comes back, he's a different player. And I don't know if this surprises you, but I've got Shane Watson opening the batting. I thought last year that we'd seen the end of Shane Watson as an IPL cricketer. And then he had a pretty decent Big Bash, he had a pretty decent PSL. He's bowling a little bit again, he's giving you 2-3 overs, and at the top he'll have the license to go because they bat so deep. So I've got Watson up at the top with Faf du Plessis, and then of course Suresh Raina at 3. I mean, it's almost like you're playing at Chepauk. It doesn't matter who bats where. Suresh Raina will come into bat at 3, but I want Suresh Raina to show a lot more, take a lot more responsibility than he's had with India recently, because I think the entire batting revolves around him. And given who's to come and who you've got, I think it's a no-brainer that MS Dhoni has to bat at 4. But you never know. When Dhoni's captain of a side, you never know when he's going to come into bat, when someone else is going to come into bat, because you've got Kedar Jadhav down at 5, and I'm going to bat Ravindra Jadeja at 6, because Jadeja actually said in an interview that Dhoni wants to use him as a batsman again. And I think batsman in Jadeja has to come alive again. So there you are, you've got Jadeja at 6. Then I'm going to look at the bowling. Dwayne Bravo, there's 4 overs for you. Even if his batting has slipped a little bit, he can still play the 8-10 ball cameos that you need. You've got Shardul Thakur, you've got Karan Sharma. I think he was a very good player for Mumbai Indians. You've got either Mark Wood or Lungi Ngidi. I think Mark Wood is my number 1 choice as a fast bowler, but you've got Ngidi as a backup. There you've got 10 players. You'll find this in all the teams that I analyzed. Do they have teams of 10? And here you've got a team of 10 with 8 batsmen and 6 bowling options. What do you want to do after that? You can just play a floater, and that's why I've got Ambati Rayudu in my team as a floater. Bat him anywhere, almost like Badrinath used to be in the great CSK teams of the past. If you lose wickets early, Badrinath. If you don't lose wickets, he doesn't need to bat. So I'm seeing Rayudu as a floating finisher for Chennai Super Kings. Now what about the replacements? If you need an opener at the top, then you've got Murli Vijay. If Jadeja cannot bowl, then you can play Harbhajan, and because you've got Karan Sharma and you've got Dwayne Bravo, you're already batting deep enough. So if Jadeja has a problem, he has to play as a batsman, then you can play Harbhajan. If you need a free stroker in the middle order, you can play Sam Billings. He can go up and open the batting as well. And you've got Imran Tahir. And we've seen so many times in the IPL that you don't start with Tahir and halfway through the season he's your lead bowler. So Imran Tahir can come in. What about Dhoni? If something happens with Dhoni, no, you don't want to think of that. But if it does, either Sam Billings can keep wickets, or they've got this young guy from Tamil Nadu, Jagadish, and who can just go out and set about the bowling, and there's not a lot of balls going behind the wickets anyway. So who's the key to this CSK side? I believe it's Suresh Raina, because I think he's got to go back to being the batting match winner that CSK so craves. So key for CSK is Suresh Raina. Player to watch out for, a champion player who's going through a little difficult phase in limited overs cricket, but who I believe has it in him to bounce back. My player to watch out for is Ravindra Jadeja. This is my first 11 then. This is how I think the Whistle Podu team will go out onto the field. They'll open with Watson and du Plessis. They've got Raina, Dhoni, Jadhav and Jadeja. I think Raidu, just to start off with, I don't quite know what the fitness is going to be like. And then they've got Bravo, Karan Sharma, Mark Wood and Shardul Thakur.